February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Welcome back to Ace Attorney.
Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there?
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. What happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Her only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull and it'll fire up his temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin' at least.
Officer Marshall!
I thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. Got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. You got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? Could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. He wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. That I accidentally skipped it. Don't mean something at all. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edward's seen it, too, I reckon.
What does that mean?
The photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
For steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 9. I'd like to resume.
So, the judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, and you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent.
It can't be. This can't happen. Wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation.
This is unacceptable.
It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Excuse me. Knock knock.
Who's there? Ganondorf?
What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he?
It's you. It took way too long for that to come up. Sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads are packed, it's just me. Long time no see, Uji. How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Uji, my boy. You gotta make time to relax. Yes, indeed.
Budgie. Seems like his nickname for the judge?
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. I'm sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Eh? Thanks. Sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble. You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly!
Little worthy?
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
That's right, bitch.
That's what I see with that face. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, what do we owe this honor today? Or to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's my sister's muffler.
So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things.
When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler.
But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less.
What's that?
Like a hilt for the knife? It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Chief,
What kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature is there. Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology.
what? Are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This is kind of a major blunder. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court now accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at this blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? I don't see why not.
You open it up for me, I wonder.
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Alright.
Oh, it's moving by its own. Okay. So that's what I interact with to open it. SL92. Okay. Doesn't look much like a switchblade. Looks switchblades like fling out from the in a clockwise or counterclockwise, like it rotates out, right?
Wow, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood?
Alright, now we're gonna get to the point where we talk about how there is how for some reason Lana was bleeding too. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police in this knife? Sure, no, sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? So there were 2 deaths at the same time. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Oji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the police department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. Chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. I want to press that first statement for sure. Excuse me, special? Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. But why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? That's what I was thinking. See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto.
There's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links the knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. We should try presenting this piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So, how are things down at the department?
It was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation.
Something happened at the police department too, huh?
You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry.
So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed?
Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, but with Lana's case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department.
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Uji? I'm at a loss for words.
The perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto?
Suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case.
Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing, and one thing only.
Hmm. Well, we know when the victim died. Where the victim... Oh wait, no, so this is for their case, right? Okay. I'm leaning towards how the victim was killed, because we already know when. We know where they died. So I'm thinking how, right? But how the victim was killed. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. There's what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? Exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. I think I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. Go back and press this again. Can I ask again? Aha! But, well, we already know they died at the same time, so there must be a similarity here. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Righto? I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room. There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. Time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? 5:15. Oh, I just realized when he said the same, there was more than one thing that was the same between them. He was talking about the time that he was about to say in the next statement. I was thinking it was telling me to press him again. I'm glad I did, because now we got that evidence room thing going on. 5:15. But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. Not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Hold it. How can you say there's no connection? Goodness. How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand? Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife? What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. This knife is special, but I can't... Oh wait, this is the very beginning again. Well, I've pressed him on everything, right? I've pressed him on that one. That one, press that one. Press that one. Press that one. Did I press him on this already? Okay. How can you see there's no connection? How? Yeah, I did.
So, to this statement, I must provide whatever the evidence is. Let's, still don't know what this means. I have no idea. I'll just take a risk. I don't know if this... I feel like there's some connection between that thing and the knife, somehow. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, it has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha, an honest-to-goodness what do you mean from Udgy. This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. This is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. Oh wait, if you flip it upside down. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12/2. Your Honor, it's upside down. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. Turn it around and what do you get? Aha! Whoever wrote this was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order, order. Well, Chief? Oh, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto? I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case that was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Press. It's a new statement. Might as well press it. So this knife was stolen. Yes, but on the day of the murder. There's evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. There's evidence from a case long since solved. This knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found on the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. Okay. Back to what we were doing. What if I press them now that we've had that conversation? You see there's no connection. Okay, same thing. Wait, is this the one? Yeah, it's still the same. Good, yeah.
Evidence room, oh, so he said the evidence room, didn't it? He's mentioned that in his testimony just now?
This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case.
The link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag.
And we also know that
The detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
Wow. That was so fucking stupid.
You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department.
See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, and all...
Can we get information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
What? Really? Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay?
You're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Oh, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. If I could do the ID number, I can probably find the name, right? Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. You don't tell me their name, after all.
You keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. Number is 584-2189. Whoa, that's quite long. You have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
ID number of the victim at the police department. 584-2189. Feel like I should say it does. I don't know what it does, but maybe he'll answer for me. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
Has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
What? Witness.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news. Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. Police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh ho! Is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, you remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Righto. Personnel's IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82? I've forgotten.
You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's exactly what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that?
Oh, ho ho ho! Sharp as a tack, righto, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet, Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, in a completely different location. This is really interesting.
Order, order, order. Chief, what does this mean?
No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case.
No, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours.
What? How dare?
We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news.
Officer Meekins?
Yeah, when we were up there in his room and he just shoot him off.
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait. Aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him?
According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me, said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on top of the report.
Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
But, sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I...
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy.
What?
Now what was the second rule of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule evident?
Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy.
Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No!
It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, but with all these rumors... You were even just in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth. Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error in this an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. To be continued. This is the shortest episode we've had in a while. Thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more as we continue through our final case. So be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.